I'm glad you're all in kind of a flaky mood tonight, because it's always a kick to present a new young comedian on this show. And this is his first appearance, and his name is George Miller, and George will be at the San Diego Comedy Store the 25th of this month through the 30th. Would you make him feel welcome, would you please? George Miller. George.
Thank you very much. How are you tonight, okay? You don't have to answer. I can't stand audience participation. Listen, I know you don't know me. I come from Seattle up in Washington, and... oh, really? Yeah. Well, the thing I always remember about growing up in Seattle is I always felt sorry for my mom because, I don't know, she always had to work an outside job. She was putting my dad through prison. And, well, my sister was another one in the family I felt sorry for because she was one of these people. She had this complex. See, she felt she was odd-looking. And I don't know, I never thought she was that odd-looking, but she was always, you know, real self-conscious about her noses. And, at one point, for a couple months, we lived with my grandparents, and they were getting along in years. And I think because of their influence, to this day, I still get along well with elderly people, unless they brag about their age. You've all been victims of that. Look at me! I'm 94 years old. Well, good. That means you'll be passing away soon. My grandparents were Pentecostal, boy, fire and brimstone. If you're not good, you're going to hell. And I grew up fearing that. I got to be good. There couldn't be a worse possible fate. But my attitude changed a couple years ago because I saw that movie, The Exorcist. Remember the demon? The demon says something like, your mother does perverted acts in hell. And I thought, well, maybe it's bad, but apparently they do have a recreation period. My mom has always been my favorite relative. I really like my mom, but you know what parents do? They say things that will make you feel insecure, I guess, without meaning to. Like, on my 20th birthday, instead of saying, happy birthday, George, and all that, my mom had to bring out the fact that Charles Percy, the senator from Illinois, when he was 20, he was the head of Bell and Howell Corporation. Can you see that? A 20-year-old kid? Yeah, we'll have a stockholders meeting at 10 o'clock. I'm flying to the coast at noon. I'll be meeting with the president of General Motors at 5 p.m. When I was 20, I was working at McDonald's. You want lids on these? Thank you. My mom would say stuff. She would always give me orders about stuff I would know to do anyway. I would do the thing naturally, but she would have to tell me, like we're at the supermarket. So, well, I think I'll go back and I'll get a half a gallon of milk. Well, be sure to pick out a carton that has the latest date stamped on it. Gee, Mom, I was going to get one that says, about to sour. And you know what? She would say things that nobody else in the world would say. Like, she was down here visiting during the '71 earthquake, and I had taken a sleeping pill. I slept right through it, okay? That's over 5 years ago. To this day, she's never let me live it down. I did everything I could to wake you up that day. I yelled at you, I screamed at you, nothing I could do would wake you up. And then she says something I still can't believe. She says, you spoiled the whole earthquake for me. Once we were watching the program, The Wild, Wild World of Animals on TV. You ever see that show? And at the end, they roll the credits. This is true now. It says, photography, Wolfgang Bayer. That's the guy's name. Right underneath, it says, field supervision, Wolfgang Bayer. And my mom says, I wonder if it's the same Wolfgang Bayer. I thought, wow, it's countdown to senility. And she would always give lectures, even if she didn't know a person. She would feel free to give the old lecture. Like, we're on a bus one time. There's a kid about 9 or 10 years old. He's got his arm dangling out the window, you know, like kids do. My mom didn't know him, but she had to give a lecture. Young man, that's a good way to lose an arm. And the kid was sarcastic. He said, thank you. Could you tell us some of the other ways? Boy, I don't know. I've always had problems with women, whether it was my mom or school teachers or lady friends. I was working at this club a few months ago, and I met this, well, I was going to say girl, but I have to say woman because of women's lib, on a Saturday night, see, and she was really attractive, and I was trying to make a good impression. I was giving her the old yak-yak, see. But it wasn't working because she was one of those people, she took everything literally. You know people like that? Said, boy, you're really nice looking. You must have 9 million boyfriends. Well, that's an exaggeration. No. I thought you were going out with China. I'll tell you something. Women, they'll drive you up the wall sometimes. I went with the same girl 3.5 years. Swear to God, it never failed. 3.5 years. Every time I took her out to a restaurant, she would always pull the same old trick. Well, I want to eat too. Boy, I just hate that. Been real nice. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
George Miller. Talk about it, George Miller. That's a nice, very good. That's nice. Young man's name is George Miller. That's a nice, fresh style. Nice appearance. Hope he does well. We'll take a break, and we're about to be